Have you ever wondered what really happens when a real estate deal goes off the rails? Today I'm sharing a wild story of litigation involving 3 properties in Toronto that turned into a legal and financial nightmare. Litigation is the process of taking legal action, often to resolve disputes or seek compensation for damages. In real estate, this can mean lengthy court battles. And that's exactly what happened in this case. These are what the properties look like at the time of my involvement. You can see one of the properties is vacant and 2 of the properties are half constructed. To start, let's introduce the key players: the CEO, the cartoon builder, the scam builder, and the lender. The CEO was the CEO of a publicly traded company and he owned 3 properties in Toronto. He wanted to develop and sell these properties as a side business, so I was brought in to help finance the construction and eventually sell the completed properties. However, because he was the CEO of a publicly traded company, he wasn't allowed to engage in other businesses. So he had put the company in somebody else's name, instead of placing the property in a family member's name. The CEO inexplicably put them in the name of the scam builder. Prior to this, the CEO had worked with the cartoon builder who had already started building 2 of the properties that you had seen in the previous photos, but was forced out due to previous issues. I later discovered that the cartoon builder had scammed others as well, with even an article in the Globe and Mail detailing his schemes. Here's the Globe and Mail article. As I got involved and the financing started, it became clear that something was wrong. The scam builder was diverting funds from the project to other ventures. Construction financing is done in draws, so there's a construction schedule, and after you achieve each milestone, you get advanced more money. The work on the properties was progressing, but not within the budget, and it was clear there was something going on. Once the lender realized what was going on, they stopped financing the project. The CEO arranged alternate financing and unfortunately continued working with the scam builder. And he got scammed again. This left the properties half built for years. Here are some of the photos of how they looked like. And even a family of raccoons had moved in, as you can see with the damage there. During this time, the CEO was forced out of his company due to these ongoing issues, so he was no longer a CEO. The lender decided to cut ties and initiated a power of sale. But before this could proceed, the CEO placed a certificate of pending litigation, also known as a CPL, on the property, effectively freezing them from being sold, refinanced, or transferred. This led to a 4-way court battle between the CEO, the cartoon builder, the scam builder, and the lender. Everyone was out for themselves. The lender managed to secure a power of sale judgment, but getting the CPL removed was another story. The CEO's lawyer delayed the process, pushing the case to another court date. The lender fired his lawyer and then hired one of the top law firms in the country, called Gowlings. At the next court date, the judge ordered the sale of the vacant house to be done by 2 mutually agreed upon realtors, and it was sold before the next court date. The judge also did a brilliant move. Instead of doing the usual cross-examination, the judge ordered a forensic accountant to figure out who had invested in what project. The cost was $20,000 split between the 4 parties, but only the lender paid their share. At the next court date, when the judge learned that the lender was the only person that paid the court-appointed forensic accountant, he made a ruling in the favor of the lender, and the CPL was removed, allowing the lender to enforce the power of sale. The properties sold to another builder who completed them, who then sold them to end users. Interestingly, 6 months later, the scam builder attempted to sue the lender And days after filing the lawsuit, the scam builder's lawyer was suspended. I guess the apple does not fall far from the tree. A counterclaim was filed by the lender, and shortly after, the case was dropped. The entire litigation process cost around $20,000 and then $5,000 for the counterclaim. Here's a look at the finished project. Unfortunately, I don't have interior photos of the vacant, but check out the amazing work done on the other two. You can see the beautiful kitchen, the washrooms, the open spaces. It was a great job, and the house is sold fast. Do you have any horror stories regarding real estate or litigation? Share them in the comments below. And if you found this story interesting, hit the follow button for more real estate insights and behind the scenes stories.